Now, one of the most exciting things about Terra Luna Classic right now is not necessarily the price. Guys, everybody thinks that the price can go higher over time, yes, but what we need to see are burns. Burns are very important in reducing the overall supply of Terra Luna Classic so that we can reach those higher prices with relatively the same market cap. And we've got a brand new player when it comes to burning Terra Luna Classic, and they're doing so in a very nice fashion up until right now. I want to talk about this because I'm seeing some very similar things to what we saw with Shiba Inu coin, and it's happening in Terra Luna Classic right now. Now, it can be very good, but it can fade quickly, so you have to stay committed if you are going to, well, especially if you're going to be putting your money into these other coins and things like that. So let's talk about it and how it's going to affect Terra Luna Classic. And of course, if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. And look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you got a link in the description below for Webull. It is super simple to set up your account. Any deposit, you guys are getting 6 free stocks. $1 crypto trade, you're going to get $5 in free crypto. And you can choose Shiba Inu coin, Bitcoin. You can't choose Terra Luna Classic. But there's plenty of options for you out there, so make sure to check it out, especially with this dip that we're on right now. Now, in this video, I want to go over a couple of things. Terra Luna Classic is getting a brand new burn player, so we're going to talk about that. And I also want to talk about the, let's call them hardships or catalysts that could potentially be seen later on this week. Because it's going to be a big week nonetheless. The volatility is going to be, here. Terra Luna Classic is going to move. We just have to figure out whether or not it's going to move up or it's going to move down. Both are possibilities, and I want to discuss why. But first, burns. Burns are happening at an exceedingly rising pace, and we're getting new community members jumping on board. Now, we talked a little while ago about MEXC jumping on, and I haven't seen any of their data for their burns yet. They're going to be announcing those, I believe, 4 times over the next month or so. So we've got that to look forward to. We've got some other players that have been burning for quite some time, but Lunatics token is a new token out there, and they are burning and distributing 2% and 2% of Terra Luna Classic from their transactional volume. So what does that look like? They've got a 2% burn tax, and they've got a 2%, I guess, redistribution tax. So buying and selling the Lunatics token, you're going to get hit with a 2% fee, or a 4% total fee, but a 2% fee that goes to burns and a 2% fee that goes to redistribution. Now, this is interesting because they have already burned some tokens out there, so I want to talk numbers, okay? They're sitting at roughly a $5 million valuation based on their market cap at this point in time. And it's already up, I believe, 75% after being listed on CoinMarketCap. So that is some excessive gains in a very short period of time. And they have already burned 50 million Terra Luna Classic. So they're jumping in, and they're jumping in hard. That is beautiful to see. But here's where things get interesting, okay? They are always overhyped at the beginning, and people are jumping on board, especially when the coins are doing well. So this could be a very nice burn, and things slowly subside down. But if we look at the volume, we can see that they are doing very well, and that the burns could actually get larger than the 50 million we've seen so far. So looking at 24-hour volume for Lunatics token, it's roughly $800, I believe, $1,000, and 2% of that would roughly equate to a $16,000 burn if they're burning 2% of all of the transactional volume. Now, 2% burn there at 16,000 is giving you roughly 3 times, roughly 160 million tokens should be burnt based on that 2%. So we've actually got some good news there that if they continue to burn, and assuming that all of these numbers are correct that I've seen, we could see some exceedingly large burns for Lunatics token based on their transactional volume. Now, I do want to briefly mention that we've seen a lot of tokens do the same thing with Shiba Inu coin. And yes, the legitimate ones that come in and burn and provide these burn records are very beneficial But a lot of them have come and gone over the last 6, 7, 8 months, and I don't want to see the same thing happen with Terra Luna Classic. So, although people have unrealistic expectations a lot of times, a lot of these coins, you have to weigh the cost and benefit. It is nice if you're able to double your money in one of these coins. It is nice if you're able to go in and receive a quick gain. However, with having to choose between buying Terra Luna Classic and having to choose between buying Lunatics, you're also making that decision out there in which coin to support and which coin to create volume for and demand for. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing to buy Lunatics. Like I say, it's up 75% since being listed on CoinMarketCap just in the last 24 hours. So things are looking very good there. But I've seen a lot come and go in the Shiba Inu coin space, and I don't want to see the same happen with the Terra Luna Classic space. So if it does start to calm down a little bit, I guess don't get discouraged and remember the reasons why you buy in and expect more. Expect more tokens. If people see the success that they're having right now, people will jump on and try to emulate and reproduce that level of success. Now, I want to talk about this week because this week is going to be a very big week. Terra Luna Classic is going to have two major catalysts. Well, the overall market is going to have two major catalysts coming up this week. They can have a very large impact, both positively or negatively, on Terra Luna Classic. That is the Federal Reserve interest rate decision and press conference on Wednesday, and that is the GDP announcement on Thursday. Current market expectations are for roughly a 75 basis point or a 0.75% increase in interest rates. So logically speaking, and we know that the markets aren't logical, if the interest rate decision comes in lower than 75 basis points, that should be good news. 75 basis points, market expectations are met, and we may not get much of a move. Above 75 basis points could be poor. Now, what we're looking at after that is the Federal Reserve press conference, and it's really going to be dependent on whether or not Jerome Powell talks recession and how bleak of an outlook he puts out or he paints for the U.S. economic, recovery and for the U.S. economic projections, as well as global, because we know that the global economy is really heavily dependent on the U.S., so we're going to have to see how bullish or bearish Jerome Powell is on the future here, or the future of the economy here in the United States. And then GDP, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care, you can change the definition of a recession to be subjective if you want, but a recession is defined as 2 consecutive quarterly GDP releases signaling contraction. And although estimates right now are for a 0.4% increase in GDP during the second quarter, I highly doubt that spending increased when nothing changed overall. So they might be lying to themselves, they might be lying to us, they might lie on the GDP release, but nonetheless, we are expecting a growth for GDP during the second quarter. We're going to have to see how that plays out, but if we do see a receding or a decline in GDP, we could technically be in a recession or have been in a recession for the last several months, and that's going to have a negative impact on Terra Luna Classic if that comes to be. If GDP is positive, well, then we were able to avoid a recession, right? And everything moves on and life is good. Except nobody can afford anything and inflation's out of control. I want to know what you guys think, though. Down in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on the Lunatics token and how many Luna Classic it has burned so far, and whether or not it's going to be successful into the future. 50 million burned up to this point. That's roughly $5,000. Amazing job by them. I love to see it. I want to see some growth, too. I want to see more than 50 million burned. I want to see that $16,000 worth being burnt here pretty soon. So let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. And, of course, if this button right here is still red, make sure to click it. Subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. You got ClayBro883 on Twitter and Instagram. You're getting 6 free stocks on Webull. And until the next time, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.